How is everybody doing this fine evening? Let me see here. Yes, we're live. It is Sunday, December 3rd. It is 10 o'clock in the evening. And you know what? The broadcast would not be the same without my co-host, the co-creator of Zen Intergalactic Ninja and writer, Zen Bounty Wars, Steve Stern. Steve, how are you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm doing well. I'm a little tired because I had a very energetic weekend at Los Angeles Comic-Con, which ran for the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just did Saturday and Sunday today,
hmm
but I'm back home now, participating in the live stream with some interesting info from the con, which we'll get into.
I decided to show up. Look, I'm actually here.
There's Bill. There's Bill.
Yeah, you've got to be excited. That was doing any convention that takes 100% energy. So
Yeah.
anytime after a show, I crash. In fact, I'm surprised that we're even doing the live stream tonight. But we have a little bit of integrity. You gotta.
I'm a trooper.
You do it for the love of the game, right?
Yeah. Well, one of the things I did to retain my sanity and a little energy is you don't drive downtown LA and attempt to park downtown LA
Right.
when you go to the convention center. So I take Uber or Lyft, actually.
Yeah. No, that's
back
the way.
and
Yeah,
forth.
that's actually that's the way to do it. That way you don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about. There's just like that. That's like 10 layers off of your your weekend right there.
Exactly. So it's always great to go downtown. Very interesting area, but you don't want to be driving and attempting to park there. It can also be very expensive. It's actually more cost efficient to take a ride share thing than to pay for that. There's Mog Park.
There's Mog. Hey Mog, how you doing?
Hey Mog, how are you?
Ken, how are you? Hey everyone, he says. Yeah, let's see who else is in the room. We got
Who's Shadowhawk? Who's
Shadowhawk Talks.
You know Shadowhawk, Bill?
Thank you for the hail. I know Shadowhawk from showing up right here. There we go.
Very
That's where we're at. Old school goodness coming at you, people. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that. Kevin says, "Hail Bill." I don't want to rain on his parade.
Yeah.
Shadowhawk says hello to Kevin. That's good. Everybody knows each other.
Madness Network.
Oh yeah. Let me see. There you are, Pops. How you doing, man? It's good to see you here.
Got some great people on with us, and I appreciate this interest and support.
Let's see. Kevin says, "Hey Ken, you never made it yesterday." Mog makes a good point. $30 for parking. So I mean, think of it as a discount off of your parking, and plus you don't have to worry about trying to find your car afterwards. My goodness.
Yeah.
Kevin says it was $30 a day at the convention center too.
Was Kevin there?
Was Kevin? Well, I know that I always see Kevin at San Diego Comic-Con, so I don't know if he's talking about San Diego or if he's talking about LA.
Oh.
You have to tell me if you were at the LA show this weekend, Kevin.
Yes, or anybody. If one was there, let me know. Let us know.
Awesome, Roland, how you doing, dude? It's good to see
Roland.
you, and good to see you hanging out with us this fine Sunday evening, talking about comics, talking about Zen. Actually, tonight Steve's going to be the one doing a lot of the talking. He's going to give us an LA Comic-Con update. Let me see. Shadowhawk says, "Did you guys give permission for the Ren Intergalactic Chihuahua comic book back in the day? I've got a copy. I think it was Don Chin from Parody Press." Yes, you're absolutely right. That was a Parody Press book. I was actually the one who drew it. I think I wrote it too.
Probably did.
So yeah, we had full permission to do that. Even though parodies, you don't really have to ask permission. But Steve's my friend, man. I can't just turn around. Yeah, that was hilarious to work on. That was
I think the Ren story was part of a flipped comic. That
I think so too.
Was that the one? Was the other side? I'm wondering if it was the thing we did about Madonna. We did a parody-ish Zen story
I don't
about
remember.
Madonna.
I don't remember the Madonna one. If anybody remembers that, yeah, just pop it in the chat because I have.
Some,
I'm.
the Ren story was the flip
Uh-huh.
stop of some other
Some
parody.
other story, right? It was kind of a half and half. Yeah, those were good memories. Let's see, Mog. I don't have a choice with the fixtures that we bring. Oh, I totally understand that. Yeah, you got to drive. You got stuff to carry with you. Kevin, yeah, Kevin was there at LA. Yeah, Kevin was
He
there.
would have come by. I was at the Josiah is Right booth.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't see him, but I was only there for like 3 hours on both
Gotcha.
Saturdays.
Yeah, you had your window that you were there. Yeah,
Roland loves comics. So do we.
That's no surprise, Roland. I do believe you do love comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, man. Kevin says, but only on Friday. Oh, you're only there on Friday. You had to work the rest of the weekend. I got you. Pop's saying, yes, Shadow. They are friends of Don. Yeah, well, there you go. Pops is confirming that we all know each other.
Very cool. Yeah, it was a good.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Shadow Hawk is a Don Chin fan. So are we all Don Chin fans.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for Don Chin reaching out to me,
mm-hmm.
as we found out last week when we had Don on,
uh-huh.
through an agent named Stuart Fisher, entity, the Zen entity run wouldn't have happened. And man, that was so significant.
Isn't that something? It's I got my first when I got my first gig in comics altogether. Don Chin was the writer for that particular book. It was X Farce for Eclipse Comics back in the day, and then we started Parody Press together, and then because we started Entity Comics, and because Don was introduced to you, I got my first Entity Comics entry into the world because of Don Chin. So yeah, I have a lot to be thankful for with Don. He captained the ship mightily back in the day.
Yeah, great guy. And as I said to Don in our conversation last week, the three of us will do some project together in 2024.
Oh yeah, it's carved in stone. It's like we said it live on the air, so now we can't back out now. Yeah, we've been waiting to do something together for a long time. Anyway, that was actually a good time. I look forward to having Don back on the show again, so that way we
Absolutely. can. Yeah, I'd like him to come on kind of semi-regularly if he. Who drew it? Yeah, you drew it, right?
That's right. No, Roland had no idea that I was actually the one that drew X Farce.
Yeah. Well, the thing about you, Bill, is you have the ability to do comedic stuff and then serious, more straight stuff.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that people like both sides of the coin. It's like I'm very fortunate that people pick up the stuff and that they like it because I do enjoy doing both. It's like I started when I first started. I was a cartoonist. Being a cartoonist and doing the humor stuff was kind of the basis of my DNA. But I always wanted to draw regular adventure, sci-fi, superhero comic books too. So I'm glad that people actually buy both sides of the coin. I think all of us have 20. We're like 20-sided dice. Everybody has lots of parts to their.
I don't know about that. I think you're both left and right brain because you also write and draw. I don't know too many artists, and I've worked with many and continue to, who also write. So you got.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Dude.
I'm
the full package, except for the full brain was so powerful that I got rid of my hair. I lost all my hair because I wanted to do it all.
You ever take an IQ test?
Oh no, you don't want to do an actual IQ test with me. Then you'll find out just how uneducated I probably am. But as far as me imagining stuff, I think
IQ is not about education. It's not like like various discrete pieces of information. It has to do more about your perception of the world. And I think you probably have a pretty damn high IQ.
Oh, you're a good man. I'm glad that, I'm glad we hooked up all those years ago. We've been lifelong friends ever since. That's 30 years ago, man. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It is. It is.
Argo Comics, Dan Sen. How are you doing, my friend? I miss you, man. You
Argo.
you're living down in Florida nowadays. He was up in New York not but minutes ago. Let's see, Entity was pretty popular on Long Island. Lots of shops that wouldn't order many indies had Zen. So that's actually very grateful.
Now, does the Argo Comics dude? I don't know the name.
That's Dan. Dan Sen, Argo Comics.
Okay, so Dan, does Dan know that I'm from Long Island?
I don't know that he knows that or not. He knows that now because he just said it. But yeah. Every time I went to, there was a few years where we actually shared a table at New York Comic Con. I've drawn comics for Dan over the years and had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to more stuff, dude. It's like I think the future is calling us once again. It'll be a good time.
Does Dan still have a store on Long Island?
Oh no, he's a publisher. He's an indie publisher. I was working on one of his books called Sorority of Power, and I also worked on another book called Law and Order. We've done quite a few things together. We've done quite a few books.
Because I grew up in the town of Lawrence, Long Island, and I'm very curious to know where, assuming Dan is still on Long Island or was
No. He actually just barely moved to Florida. There you go, Dan. I'm giving everybody an update on your location. But yeah, all these years he was up in New York. He just recently moved to Florida. Let's see. He says, I thought so, but I wasn't sure. I was from Franklin Square. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I lived in Lawrence, and then a couple years later we moved to Oceanside.
Gotcha. Argo Comics. Yeah, if you can't tell by your accent, where you're from. Ken says Florida is full. LOL joke. Ken also lives down in Florida, so that's why he's saying Florida's full. No more people down in Florida.
When I was 14, my dad passed away. It was like an accident thing, right? Gotcha. And my mom and I moved to Miami Beach. So I went to Beach High, and Miami Beach High School. And then also went to and graduated from the University of Miami. So I've got Long Island, New York, and Miami covered.
There you go. You got those covered. Those check boxes are checked off.
Yeah. So you want me to talk about the cool thing with Mark Ditko?
Yeah, you know what? We'll switch gears a little bit. We're gonna go. Steve's gonna go into story mode. Let's see. Our Argo Comics. Dan says, I used to go to Cosmic Comics in Oceanside.
Yeah, there was one comic book store in Oceanside that had this giant mural of Zen painted on their back wall. And that back wall faced the Long Island Railroad station in Oceanside. And everybody, the millions of people, the millions of people who rode on the Long Island Railroad, the LIRR, they saw it every day. I'm not sure if it was Cosmic Comics. I can't recall the name of the comic book store on in Oceanside that was right by the train station. But this is like cool. This is all like old home day, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk. So, okay, I'm at LA Comic Con on Saturday, the first day, and a fellow comes up that I know very well. His name is Mark Ditko, and he goes by Mark ZEN Ditko. Okay, and Mark is a true Zen fan, just like I'm a big fan of his uncle, Steve Ditko. So,
in case anybody was wondering if there was a connection between his last name or not, there you go.
Yeah. I've never heard the name Ditko used in any other context. I've never heard the name otherwise, right? So, Mark's a great guy, and he is part of the Ditko verse, which I'm going to read you a little thing about that. The Ditko verse and the world of Steve Ditko is a family operated collective of Ditko heirs committed to preserving the works and beliefs of a very remarkable comic book artist and character creator. Our hope is that his work will live on. After all, a hero never dies. So, one of the great things about Mark is that, he's making sure that his uncle's legacy lives on. And I suspect it would, regardless of anything, because of his immense talent and unique style.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, of course, yeah.
And so, okay, so Mark and I are talking. I've known him for a good few years now. We run into each other at Comic Con and at LA Con and various other conventions. And Mark does live in the LA area. But he brought me a present. He brought me something. Now, you might think it's going to be something related to Steve Ditko, because, right? But no, it was something related to Zen.
That's so cool.
Show it to you now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then tell you a little bit about it. So Mark opens up his satchel and takes out this graded 9.6 graded Zen comic book.
Uh-huh.
That, as you can probably see if I hold it up right, is signed by Joel Orbeta, who is the fellow who is now known as L'Amour Supreme, right?
Right.
So what happened is Mark, if I understand correctly, Mark saw this Orbeta autographed issue 1 of the Rawhead saga, the 3-issue series. Mark saw it on eBay. He bought the book and then had it graded.
That's so cool. That's really nice.
And then Saturday, he gave it to me as a present.
That's so cool.
Is that not very, very cool? And I was so impressed. I gave Mark back some stuff in return, which I think he liked as well. But this was such a nice gesture on his part.
Yeah,
and
are you kidding?
Mark, I thank you. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You'll never see this on eBay because this ain't going into my collection, obviously. 9.6 graded. Pretty darn good, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was such a nice thought to do that. That was really cool.
Now I'll go a little further. I'll tell you one other thing that happened today at the convention is a fellow named Cat Jerkin came up to me. Cat is a fellow I've known for many years. Cat is the owner of BJ's Universal Comics in Studio City. Okay?
Gotcha.
It's the only comic book store in Studio City. It's on Ventura Boulevard. Very nice location. And I'll give a little teaser. Now, this book I just showed you, that is one of the 3 issues of the full 71-page Rawhead Saga story that Joel, a.k.a. L'Amour Supreme, illustrated throughout. As a lot of people listening now or will be listening later know, that was a subject of ZEN's first ever Kickstarter. The first Kickstarter we ever did in our 36 and counting years, right?
Right.
So why do I mention Cat? Well, I'm not going to give away everything yet, all right? But there's a special edition of that book that was not in any way solicited or advertised anywhere, including on the Kickstarter platform.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a special edition variant thing of that L'Amour Supreme Zen book that is specific to DJ's Universal Comics, which when Cat is ready to divulge it to the world, I'm going to let him do that. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Very active also in social media and on YouTube. But what I can tell you is that, like, more than 20 years ago, when these original Roy Head books came out, Joel did a signing with me at DJ's Universal Comics in Studio City. Right. So something came of that signing that is going to be related to this variant edition, if you will, of that book. And that book will be available probably only to people who either go physically to the store, okay, in Studio City, California, or maybe contact the Cat, and arrange to acquire a copy that way. But so there's a lot of cool stuff happening. And by the way, that book, all the stuff and the cool extras, right? The cards and the metallic posters and whatnot, and the blacklight poster that we did relative to L'Amour Supreme Zen. That stuff has now all been printed, and it's in the process of being shipped to First Comics.
Ah, sweet.
So I'm guessing in a week or two, depending upon how long the shipping process takes. I believe that for anybody who might have, pledged for that, they're going to be getting their products pretty soon. And so
actually, the turnaround time wasn't that bad. I think that turnaround time was actually really good.
Yeah, and considering, I'm almost positive everything was printed, or most everything, not everything, was printed in China, because that's the only way to get a decent price these days. It seems. Bill, nice piece of work.
I know you caught me concentrating over here.
Wow. Yeah. So Shadowhawk, which you said, he said, I know Manhattan and Miami. Well, so do I, because I lived in both. Argo Comics. I'm in the Panhandle now. Cosmic Comics was on Merrick Road. Know it well. So Bill, Cosmic Comics apparently was a store, not just a publisher.
Well, no. Well, that's a store that you frequented, right, Dan? I'll get Dan to clear it up for us. So
okay. Because I don't know if that was Dan's store or he just used to go. Oh, I know what he's saying. He's saying Merrick Road. That's the Oceanside store. That was not the store that had the huge Zen mural on the entire back wall of the store. Okay, now we got it clear. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I have a huge box of photographs related to Zen and whatnot, and somewhere in that box, which is in my storage bin, I've got pictures of that mural. It caused quite a sensation.
I gotta see a picture of that mural. I gotta look that up. Now you guys got me curious now.
Yeah. Well, talking about Joel Orbeta, aka L'Amour Supreme, Joel would on occasion ride the Long Island Railroad, as pretty much anybody did who wanted to go into Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he would constantly see that picture, and he knew it was Zen, right? And so when I finally found him airbrushing T-shirts in a mall on Long Island in Valley Stream,
all right.
He said, I can't believe you've come up to me here. I've been trying to find you for years. and that started our association together.
You see, sometimes these things are just meant to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Bill.
So how did the rest of the con go this weekend? You got some really cool stories there. You met some really cool people. That was
oh yeah.
The gift from Senor Ditko. That was make your whole weekend. That's really cool.
Oh, it totally did. In fact, I said, "Gee, I can leave here now and I'm happy." You know, but introduced a lot of people. You know, it's funny. A lot of people think that Zen like hasn't been in print for many years, and then
Right.
when I show them things like Hard Bounty and the upcoming Bounty Wars, they're amazed. And it's a great thing to have a character who's, as I call him, he's a multi-generational character, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
Bill, somebody's going to win this awesome piece of art you just did.
Someone is going to win a free piece of artwork because you know what? It's super cool that you guys are just hanging out with us while we're talking comics and just kind of being chill. This is a very chill live stream. We're not trying to do 10,000 things over here. We're just chilling out, talking about comics, talking about Zen, sharing some stories. I wish I could have gone to the LA show. So hearing about it from Steve is like that's a good way for me to like sort of be there, in spirit, if nothing else, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's really cool. I am planning on being in San Diego this year, so
well, it's next year. We're still not in 2020.
Oh my God, we're not in 2024 yet. What's going on? Yeah, those are the spots that. Yep. Sometimes Bill draws too fast. Yeah, this is really sketchy. This is just a nice little sketchy quick piece.
From a publishing standpoint, there's no such thing as drawing too fast.
Josiah, how you doing, my friend? Let's see. Thanks to Steve for doing a signing at my booth this weekend. Yeah,
Josiah. Yeah, Josiah was doing a very interesting thing today. He was giving away totally free, non-obligation comics from his own collection, right? And part of it was a smart thing to do because with each free comic book, there was a promo for what he's doing. His book, Young Zombie, which is on Kickstarter right now. Josiah is right. Everybody should check it out.
Josiah is right. It's called Young Zombie, and there actually is a Bill Mouse cover.
Yes, there is. And what was interesting to me, Josiah, is that many people are suspect when you say, "Would you like a free comic book?" They figure there's got to be some.
There's always a catch. You figure there's going to be something, and it's like, no.
But there wasn't, and Josiah was very gracious to everyone, even those who kind of just like looked askance,
Now Dan says, I've never had a store. I bought comics at Cosmic Comics. I publish as Argo Comics with Bill's work, as he mentioned. Yep.
Very good.
So I got the story straight. I know what's going on. I know my friends. So I used to go to
Pulp and Baldwin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is my stomping ground. Steve signed a Zen comic for a member of That's right, I did. There was a fellow with his whole family who works for Space Force, which is, an actual governmental agency.
It turned into a real thing, I know.
Yeah, and they were a great family, right, Josiah? Great people.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, Shadow says, I'm glad I found this stream. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it. Kevin says, Bill, would you be quite distracted by some of the cosplay? I am always distracted by cosplay.
Who isn't?
I know, right? I know. Ken says, hey, I don't know if anyone has already asked since I've been working on stuff during the stream. How's Kat doing?
Fill us in, Bill.
Absolutely. No, Kat is doing fantastic. She's doing very much better. She's feeling well enough now that she can't hear Steve and I talking, so she has no idea what it is. And she's got her own headphones on listening to something else. She doesn't even know I'm talking about her right now. But she's right next to me, and she's over there coloring away. Let me see. I'll give you some evidence. There she is over there. Yeah, she's staring at me.
There you go.
So yeah, thanks for asking, Ken. Yeah, she's doing much better. and she's working and she's coloring, and yeah, everything's on the up and up. So thank God for that. It's like, so thanks to everybody for all the comments and support and all the things on Facebook. I really appreciate that.
Right. Now, the real way to end your weekend, Shadowhawk, is if you win this sketch Bill just did.
There you go. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do right now. Let's see. It's got a curse on it. Kevin says, I thought someone was trying to give me a free bone comic. Was suspicious when I took one. The owner of the store then told me he had a bone to pick with me. That's okay. Funny. Well, see, that's it. We don't come with caveats like that. But I tell you what, I think there's I don't know, there's like 10 or 12 people in a room right now. Somewhere along that line. There might be a little bit more because I'm broadcasting to 2 different Facebook pages too, so I don't see all the numbers. So you know what? Right. We're gonna raffle this off, sort of a pick a number kind of situation, and I'm simply gonna mail it to you. Let me see here. I'm going to pop. Well, I can't pop it up right now, but I'll let you know in just a moment once we get this thing going. But I am going to basically say pick a number between 1 and 15. Oh, and everybody can just start typing in a number. I'll keep my eyes on the ticker over here, and I'm going to put the number right here so nobody thinks I'm pulling a fast one. So yeah, if you guys would like to pick a number between 1 and 15. I see the amount of I don't want to pick a number too high because then it'll take forever. So yeah, between 1 and 15, you guys can start picking out numbers, and whoever guesses it first, I'm going to mail them a piece of artwork and maybe some stickers. So I see some numbers popping up. Kevin, 69. All right, we're dancing around it. I mean, a couple of 11s in a row. It's like a couple of 7s in a row. It's like it's getting so close.
Oh,
it's getting closer,
right?
Huh? What? Who? What? Oh, I just saw it. Ken, my friend, you are the person with the winning number. In fact, I'm going to turn it around right now so everybody sees. Ken, my friend, you've got the winning number. You got some free Zen artwork. Thanks, dude. Thanks for guessing the number. Thanks for hanging out with it. Everybody say congratulations to Ken, please. He is the big winner of the evening. And thanks, Steve, for all the stories. My goodness, it's like I can't be in San Diego and I can't be in LA like the old days, So.
Well, there'll be good new days.
I'm in touch with most people.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
This was fun. And we decided we were going to keep it a little short today, not much more than a half hour, so I can just sack out now.
Exactly. Yeah, Steve needs some sleep, everybody. So we're going to let him get some rest. I'm going to get back to drawing and coloring over here with Kat. And but yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for being with us.
Thanks,
you know what?
everybody.
We're going to be here again next Sunday, 10 o'clock Standard Eastern Time, and we'll do it all again. We'll raffle off a little piece of artwork. We'll talk some comics, let you know what's going on with Zen, and that will be that. Steve,
thanks,
have a good
everybody.
night, man. Hey, thanks, everybody. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Pretty matter.